Hi guys, so this is my second video on homeschooling. This is about Abeka's health, science, history, community helpers. First grade curriculum. I have another video that's about their more core curriculum, the English and math. I didn't have time to get it all in one video, so this is the second half. I had said in the first video that we did the history and the science together over last summer before we started the core curriculum, and then kind of finished it up after we had kind of started the main curriculum. And then we're getting ready to do community helpers and health. So we have not actually done these yet, but they do have sorry, the schoolroom's kind of a mess. I should do a tour of it once it's clean. They have a teacher book for these. I did not receive the teacher book till after we had already done these because there was a delay in printing or something like that. So I don't really know if I like it or not. I don't know that you really need it at this grade for the ages. If I could go back, I probably wouldn't order it at all because I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory just going through the books. But they do have a nice like layout in here of, let's see if I can find it. Just kind of like a weekly suggestion and lessons of when you should do what. And it adds in music and art in there. So that's kind of nice if you want to know like a really good plan. And it breaks it up so that you kind of do these throughout the year, not in a lump sum, but it worked well for us doing it this way. We just kind of like a unit study, and I did it with both the 6-year-old and the 4-year-old, and they loved it. But it's a great book. They both loved the history, and it's just what we did is we just read through the history book, and I just would do a certain amount of pages a day. And then since we weren't doing other school, it was just the summer, I would have like an art project to go along with it. Like when they did this page ripped out, we talked about the Declaration of Independence and stuff. They got to like kind of make their own, and they thought that was fun. And we talked about the states. They got to work puzzles, and then we kind of did a little unit study on each state instead of just reading. I think it has you go through them a little bit quicker than what we did with this, because you just read about like a few of the states, but we actually would talk more about like the Mississippi River. So we talked about it. We talked about things around it. We saw pictures and videos of it. Mount Rushmore, we watched a documentary on it. Again, we looked at pictures. They wanted to go visit it, but unfortunately that wasn't feasible at the time. Same with like the Grand Canyon. We watched a lot of videos on this. So we read the book, and then we just, anything I could think of extra to throw in there, we did. And it really stuck with them. Like they still talk about it and they really enjoy it. And then when we got to the other countries, it's nice. Our children's museum actually has a little display about different countries. So we went and did that. We looked at pictures. I had like a coloring sheet that I just printed off the internet for them to color with each one. And some of these, my husband actually had traveled to a few of these, and so he had brought home souvenirs. So I was able to pull all those out and show them. Like when we were in Finland, like I showed, or Norway. No, I think it was Finland. The Netherlands. Anyway, he had brought home some shoes like this, and so I was able to show them the shoes, and they thought that was just, really cool that they actually came from the place we were reading about. Anyway, so just fun things like that, and they loved that. And then science, kind of the same thing. It just a lot of reading, and then it actually has some like activity things you can do in here. And so, we would do the activity things that I could do. Like this one, they had wind, and then they talk about like water powered and stuff. So like we did like a little experiment where we put stuff out and saw what made it move. Was it the wind that made it move? The water that made it move?
What are you doing?
I'm doing a video. Here, take this.
Thank you.
And then, so the first part's kind of like, I don't know, more sciencey, weather, you know, what makes things move. Like this is about magnets, things like that. And then the kind of the second half is about animals, a lot about animals. And so that's also fun and easy. You know, we would do the reading, and then you can watch, again, documentaries. We did coloring sheets, go to the zoo. There was a lot of fun things you could do. And then it goes into insects, which it suggests getting an ant farm, but I'm not a big ant person or bug person at all, or insect. I guess they're insects, they're not bugs. So we didn't do that. Maybe one day when they're older, outside. I don't know. I don't want them in my house. And then it ends in plants. So, and then we did, with that, like we kind of grew, you know, it was the end of summer, so we didn't have a lot of time to grow, but we did grow a few little, we didn't grow these, but we grew some marigolds. And then I think I'm going to do that again this spring, just to kind of remind them of what we had done. And then it was nice because it ended in seasons, and at this time we were hitting about where it was starting to get fall, and so that was really nice because we were able to talk about the change in seasons. And these, like I said, I have not actually done, so I can't say a lot, but they look really fun, and I think that the kids are really going to enjoy doing these. So I really like their extra, you know, math and English. It can be fun, but you know, it's math and English. It's just something you got to do. Where I feel like these other science, history, you know, these are fun. They're just fun, especially at this age. And this is the health and safety. So that'll also be just, you know, something fun for them to do. And I think they make good summer programs or just smaller unit studies. I would have done some of these maybe over like Christmas break, was kind of my original plan, but I was in my first trimester of pregnancy and I was so sick. I hardly remember Christmas. I was just so sick with that. So we didn't get this done, but we'll get this done later. So that's that. I think that's pretty much it. Those kits are nice because it gives you everything. If you, I don't know, I wanted the teacher books just for peace of mind to know that I was following along, but now that I have them, I really don't know that I would get them again, and I'm thinking I may not get them for second grade. I need to kind of go look at the curriculum and see what all they're learning to make sure it's all stuff I feel like I can teach in a good way. So if you're debating on if you should get them or not, you probably would be okay. Most of it you can kind of figure out on your own without it. But if you're a real like list person and you want to know exactly what to do when, and be able to kind of check it off, then they would probably be good for you. But since all of the books have lessons in them, it's real easy because you can just go, you know, they all have the lessons down here in the corner. So you'll know with each book what lesson you're supposed to be in. The only ones that don't have lessons are these extra ones. They do not, but it's pretty easy. Like they are broken up into kind of like little units, and so you can kind of just decide we're only going to do this for these few days, or you could even just get the teacher book for just these if you really wanted, because in that, you know, it does have each lesson broken up into what days a week and when you should do what, to keep it with there. But they don't really go with the themes that the math and English have like the same thing, and they kind of go together, where these don't really do that as much. Yeah, not really at all, actually. They're pretty much just on their own. So it's not really a big deal if you split them up or don't do them together. But I mean, a lot of people don't even do, like, they do different curriculums with different things. I wanted to do all the same curriculum just because it makes it unified and simple, and I knew where I was going to get it all and be done. But anyway, so that's that. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions about any of that. I'd be happy to share more. The kids love it for the most part. You know, as much as kids like school, they definitely like those extra things. He actually really likes math too. English is probably our subject that we're not too keen on, but we'll get there. So thanks. I hope to do a tour of the schoolroom. That might be fun one day. I don't know. It's always a mess in here though. So thanks for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss any videos if you liked any of these. And I will talk to you later. Bye.